What's cooking? Welcome to What's Cooking right here on City TV. I mean, where else? It's here that everything happens. It's bold, it's beautiful, and we love it. My name is Apioko. Now today it gets really interesting on the show. Our guest is multifaceted. In fact, there are things I found out about her in preparing for today's show that I didn't even know, and I'm very curious to know more. So I have a lot of questions I'm sure she's not even ready for. But I'll give you a hint. She is the founder, the CEO of Sheba Catering and Logistics. And, you know, it sounds like, okay, catering company, but when you hear what she does and the places that she has been because of her culinary prowess, then you begin to understand why she deserves all the respect and more. Don't forget that this show is sponsored by Tasty Tom. Ufa kakra, na ye bebre. They say my cheese is getting better, so Tasty Tom, I have you to thank for that. Indomie. Guess what? It tastes great. It's as simple as that. And if you haven't tried the new beef flavor, please do. That's my new favorite. You know, Indomie, if you can bring me a box, I'll be very glad. Thank you very much. And Taste of Spice. They're fairly new on the block, but we love them already. Natural spices, bottled beautifully and made right here in Ghana. They were at the 2023 edition of the This is Ghana Fair and Exhibition, and they blew our minds away. And they're action women, action people, because guess what? Less than a week, they came on the show as sponsors. It doesn't get more serious than that. I don't know what does. And last but definitely not the least, BVS Butchery. They've got beef. They've got chicken, they've got pork, there's rabbit, there's duck. I mean, any kind of meat, unconventional and conventional that you can dream of, they have it. They have seafood as well, and they have veggies as well as fruits as well. So look, lots of things to choose from. It's literally a one-stop shop with BVS Butchery, and it's owned by Ghana, made in Ghana. Once again, welcome to What's Cooking. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is still What's Cooking right here on City TV. It's your world. Do stay tuned. Look, we have the best content. It's educative, it's informative, it's entertaining. I mean, you don't get bored when you're watching City TV. But right now, it's time to cook. My name is Apioko. If you're just joining us, I spoke a little bit about my guest earlier. I said she's a powerhouse of a woman, and I'll introduce her shortly. But don't forget that this show is sponsored by Tasty Tom, Ufa Kakra, Naye Bebre, Indomie, it tastes great. Taste of Spice. I implore you to delve deeply into the world of Taste of Spice. Made in Ghana spices, a brand we're very proud of at the moment. And then BVS Butchery. I know they say they're a butchery, but they're much more than that. They've got all the meats, all the, you know, so if you want the birds, chicken, duck, it's there. The cattle, it's there, okay? But they have vegetables, they have fruits, they have seafood. So almost anything you need in your kitchen to bring out the flavors, to play around with in terms of ingredients, BVS is literally a one-stop shop. And once again, proudly grown, proudly sourced, proudly made in Ghana. Now let me introduce my guest. Allow me, with all my heart, all my soul, all my spirit, to introduce Ms. Belinda Kesse. Hi.
Hi.
You're welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Good to see you.
Yes.
Good to see you. Now, Belinda is the CEO, the founder of Sheba Catering and Logistics. And I mean, when we talk about the catering bit, that's a little easy to understand, right?
Yes.
But people don't necessarily marry food and logistics.
Okay.
So I want you to tell us, you know, I want everybody to hear, because I'm so proud of you, what you're doing. It's beautiful. It's amazing. So tell us what you do in terms of logistics.
Okay, so the whole catering business rests on logistics, because for what I do, I have specialized in bulk catering.
Okay.
So events catering is under bulk catering and all that. And we have to move food and catering materials from one place to another. So that's where the logistics aspect comes in.
So you basically said, no, if we're doing this, let's go all out.
All out
So
together.
you have your trucks, you have
Yes.
everything.
Yes, we move.
And I know you do food for airlines and
Yes.
all that as
No,
well.
not airlines
Yeah,
yet.
yeah, not yet.
For airlines, you have to get a certain certificate before you'll
yeah.
be able
But you're
to.
almost there.
Yes,
Almost.
definitely.
No, I can't wait. I can't wait to sit in a
That is actually
plane.
the goal.
I can't wait to sit in a plane and say, you know what?
Have my food.
Homegirls,
being
my friend,
served.
I'm eating her food. Oh, do you know Belinda Kesse? Oh, she made this. Oh, do you know? I can't wait.
We'll get
I
there.
can't wait.
We'll get
It's
there. I'm
amazing.
hopeful.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So today we're making a nice Ghanaian classic.
Yes.
Banku and Okro stew.
Yes.
All right, let's get our aprons.
Okay.
And I'm very,
Thank you.
very, very curious to know how you do it. I mean, I see lots of interesting things.
It's actually a favorite of mine,
Oh.
and my kids love it.
Aha. How many kids do you have?
I have 3 children.
How old are they?
The older one is 10, and then 8, and then 7.
She does not look like a mama of 3, does she? She does
Let me
not.
wash my
But do you
hand.
mind my asking how old you are?
I'm 35.
Yeah, okay, that's the mama of 3. You know, it's amazing. I love it. I love it. Okay, so when you're done washing, then I'll come over.
Yes.
You have a napkin.
Okay.
Okay. So I see pretty much all the ingredients that we need. Okro, of course.
Yes.
Very important.
Very.
I'll save you for last.
Yeah.
There's corn dough,
Okay.
cassava dough,
Okay.
momoni,
Yes,
then
definitely.
tomatoes from BVS, very
Okay.
nicely packaged. We've removed
Okay.
some of them and put them in the bowl. Everything is
Okay.
washed. The peppers, the Scotch bonnet peppers are here, red and
Okay.
green. Some mushrooms.
Okay.
We've got beef as well, also
Okay.
from BVS, our
Okay.
sponsor. Salt. This is blended ginger and garlic.
Okay.
And then adodi.
Okay.
Yes, they're there. The
That's a
oysters.
vital
yeah,
part.
they're very important.
Yes.
One of my favorite parts, okra stew. Okay, and then your leaves. You asked
Yes,
for. You want the
yes.
greens in there,
Yes,
willy, and
willy.
then onions as
Okay.
well. Then the salmon,
The mackerel.
The mackerel. So this is
Yes.
mackerel. It's
Yes.
here. And my favorite. Oh, wait. This is last. Red oil,
Yes.
palm oil,
Yes.
azumi. And then my favorite,
The crabs.
the crabs, the crabs. And you know, so
They're actually live.
yes, they are. And that's the best, right?
Yeah,
That's
it's
how.
the best.
Yeah,
It makes
so they're
it
here.
fresh.
Look at them. They're just dancing in the bowl. I hope one of them isn't like, now you're alive. Let me just come out and start running around. They're like that. Okay, so in Ghana, we call these nga. These are the flat ones, right? And then the big ones with the scary claws, we call those ka.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is nga and
and
this
ka.
ka. Yes.
Okay.
What do you call it in your language?
I'm Ashanti, so
Yes.
it's koto.
Koto
Yes,
across
koto
the
for
board.
all of it.
Wonderful. Okay, let me wash my hands. I can help you.
Okay, so can I start?
Yes, please.
Okay, so we'll start with our beef. We'll marinate it. Okay, let me.
Okay, you need a bowl?
Yes. It's been washed, right?
Yes, it's been washed.
Okay,
But I feel like you can. Hey.
that's fine.
Ooh. Can you smell that?
Yes. Ooh, it's very hot.
Yeah, very hot.
So just a bit of it.
And again, this is from Taste of Spice.
Okay.
You need to get the range.
Oh,
yeah.
it smells hot.
Made in
like-
Ghana.
And I love the
Yeah.
color.
And the packaging
In
is
the market, if you're not careful,
Yeah.
they mix
with color.
yeah, with other stuffs.
Yeah, so that's something I think our viewers need to be careful about these days.
So
Charlie,
let it rest
system
a
hot.
bit. Yeah.
So people are doing all sorts of things. So when you go shopping in our markets, please make sure that you pay attention to some of these things. Or
Okay.
just buy trusted brands like Taste of Spice.
Definitely. So let it rest a bit.
Okay.
Let me wash my
For about how
hand.
long?
For
You
about
want some soap?
5 minutes.
Okay. Alright. And that's enough to let everything
Yes.
sort of get in there. Okay. So then what are we working on next?
So we're working on we'll be cutting our okro
Okay.
and then our onions and
Okay.
tomatoes.
Let me get the
Whilst-
chopping board.
Okay, you'll be helping, right?
Yes.
So I want to start with this for the banku.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So usually I go in with my cassava dough.
Okay.
It
Yes.
has sometimes it has a lot of sticks and
So you want
other
to-
things.
you like
so
to do that first?
yes,
Okay.
I love to do that first.
Okay.
So that I'll be able to remove all the sticks and all that.
Okay. So how long have you been cooking?
I started about 5 years ago.
Wow. What made you, because a little birdie told me that you're a trained journalist.
Yes.
So you actually should be working with me. But I mean, what made you switch course? What made you go into
So
cooking?
at a point, I actually wanted something going for myself. I
Okay.
wanted to have my own business.
Okay.
So I was in the financial, I worked a bit in finance.
Oh.
So it was after I left that I started with my catering business. It didn't actually start off as a business. It started off as something that I was doing for fun.
So did you ever practice as a journalist? No?
Yes,
Or you
I
did?
practiced a bit. I worked with a newspaper.
Okay.
I worked with Statesman newspaper. And then I worked also
A
with
renowned one.
Business Week
Okay.
and then Corporate Guardian magazine.
Right.
So I was in the marketing department.
Oh.
Yes.
I see.
Add a bit
Okay.
of water.
And then you switched to finance.
And then I switched to
How
finance.
did you end up in finance?
Actually,
Well,
it
it
was
makes sense,
marketing
because if
that
you're
made
saying
me.
that you did. I mean, you worked with business papers. It means you were doing quite a bit of business
Yes.
journalism.
Yes.
So it made sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was a bit of in the marketing department.
Okay.
So I did a bit of marketing, and then from there I decided to start my own business.
Was there any
Yes.
reason in particular? Did it have to do with
at that
maybe
point,
family or?
Yeah, it had to do with family because at that point my kids were young. And then I was having issues with nannies coming in
Tell
and
me about it.
going out and all that. And the kids were at a very young age, so they needed me the most. I mean, they were very young. I gave birth very early, so they were very young. And so I decided to sacrifice that bit for them. And in the house, I did catering. Entering into catering wasn't planned. It wasn't something that I
But were you
planned to
into
do.
cooking before? Was cooking
The passion
something you
was
liked?
there.
Okay. Was
I
there.
loved cooking.
Was there.
I always loved to cook for myself. My work people used to come. Actually, my house was closer to my workplace.
Okay.
So anytime we had a break, they came to my house
Are you
to
kidding
have
me?
lunch. Yeah.
I used to cook for, like, why don't I have any colleagues like that at City who go home and cook lunch for me? Hello, people.
So what I do differently is, for now, I focus more on the corporate catering and the events catering as well.
Okay.
And I'm trying to introduce other products
Okay.
that sell. So I have these food baskets that I do
Okay.
for birthdays and occasions. And so when I do them, I add juices to it. And I realized people really loved my juices. And so
So you
I
make the
decided,
juices yourself
yes,
as
so
well.
now I make the juices as myself. And then I make it something that everybody can call and order for bulk.
Okay.
Yes, so that's what I do.
Okay. Huh. Interesting.
So whilst the
Alrighty.
meat is on fire, we'll be adding our wele.
Okay.
The wele is soft, so
So
we'll
we're
wait a
going
while.
to wait a while. Okay.
Yes, for it to. Then let me deshell. We'll just
So add the wele to the beef.
we'll add the wele to the beef. We'll make our mackerel ready.
Okay. How's the okra looking? Is it
Yeah, it's perfect.
at least perfect? Okay, good. Yeah. Okra is one of those things that no matter how much of it you eat, even when you know you're growing fat, you
still
just
eat.
Yeah, because you tell yourself it's healthy. I'm getting iron. I'm getting nutrients. It's not like some of us are like eating sweets. We're running out of excuses to eat them.
Let me get some bowl.
Okay. So you usually run water over them before you
Yes,
start?
yes.
Okay. All right, so I see that one. Still struggling.
Yeah, so
It takes a while for them to
yeah,
finally go. Okay. So the shell off.
off, and then you'll be able to. Some people do it this way, but it breaks the crab.
The crab.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
No.
You want to be able, especially
And
this
full.
one. The meat
Yes,
is not so much.
It's not so hard.
Yeah. Okay.
So I struggled a bit from the beginning, but with time, I got to learn a lot of things, and then it improved on what I am doing now.
Did you at any point have to fall on the counsel of people who are already in the industry?
I had a friend. It was through I once had an event,
Okay.
and I needed catering equipment.
Okay.
So a friend linked me to one caterer who, at that time, was was renting hair equipment, the chauffeurs. And so I got to her, and she was so nice. She's called Josephine.
Okay, the chauffeurs, so those are the nice silverware that we serve the food in. When you're doing the buffets.
Yes. Yeah. She's Josephine of Silver Refined Foods.
Oh.
Yes.
That's a renowned one.
Yes.
That's a renowned one.
She's doing
very well.
very well now.
Very, very well.
So it was through her, she guided me. We became friends, and then she guided me through she's been a very great backbone. Okay. She's been there. She was there from the very beginning. She was advising me on so many things, and it really helped me.
I'm glad to hear that, because you know, a lot of people feel as though when they're getting into something, you know, there's two sides to it. They don't ask people because they feel, oh, that's my competition.
Yes.
You know?
If you see it that way, you wouldn't learn. In fact, you are not competing with anybody. It's yourself and your business. And the ways to improve it and grow it.
And there's room for everybody.
Because the market is big. Yes, there's room for everybody in the market. There's room for everyone. And so if you see it that way, you wouldn't see anybody as a competition.
I love to hear it.
Yes.
I love to hear it.
So now we'll add our crabs to the meat.
Okay, so in here, right now it's just the beef. We haven't added the wele yet.
We haven't added wele yet. The wele is soft. Beef. So wait, we'll wait for it.
So the crabs are going in. Yes. Bye, crabs! Into the pots they go. Okay.
So let's check on our banku.
Okay. So the banku, we're not adding the little legs.
Yeah, let's add it.
Okay. There we go. Okay, so let's check on the banku. How they're doing. It's thickening.
It's thickening. Cooking banku is a strategy. You need your heat right. It's not so much strength.
Okay.
You see people cooking banku and it's like they are fighting with the whole world. So you just have to get your fire right.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and you wouldn't struggle.
So you need to let it heat up a bit.
You need to let it heat up a bit. From the beginning, you just stir so that it doesn't become lumpy.
Okay.
But once it solidifies, you just manage it off.
That's wonderful. Okay, so let's go on a break. And then we'll come back and continue. Don't forget, this is What's Cooking. And I'm here with Belinda Kesse. She's the CEO, the founder of Sheba Catering and Logistics. And we're having a brilliant conversation, of course, with a very brilliant woman. We'll be right back.
City TV is live on DSTV. Find us on channel 363. On GoTV, we're on channel 117. And on HD Plus, get us on channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search, but take note that without an antenna, you cannot access City TV. City TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and HD Plus boxes. City TV, it's your world.
This is still What's Cooking on City TV. My name is still Apioka, and we're still cooking some glorious, I must say, Banku and Okro stew. I'm here with the beautiful, the amazing, the industrious Belinda Kesse. She's the CEO, the founder of Sheba Catering and Logistics, right? And we've been having some great conversations as well. Before we went on the break, you know, the banku is taking shape. Yeah. It's almost there. We're cutting up our okro. That's ready. Yes. And now it's time to add the wele to the beef and the crab.
Yes.
Okay.
So this
is we're just putting it in.
Yes, we'll just put it in.
Okay, so we didn't add anything to it.
No.
It will pick up the flavors of the meat. Okay.
So it's there.
I like how you cook your proteins in layers. Yeah. You know, it's really artistic. You know, it's like building a mountain or painting a picture. You know, you do the grass, then you do the house, then you do the sky. Yeah, I like it.
So now we'll put our okro on fire.
So how do you handle your okro?
So with my okro, I don't like too much water.
Okay. And is there a reason why?
Usually it makes it doesn't make it draw.
Okay.
So just a little bit of water.
See the tense doesn't make it draw. Doesn't make it draw, you know.
Just a little bit of water.
So for the uninitiated, when we talk about okro stew, okro soup, when you hear okro in Ghana, it must be stringy, it must be slimy. I mean, you should be able to take one bite and then you whip your hand around like this, you know, wrap all the slime around your hand before you put it in your mouth. It's part of the experience.
So I'll put a little baking soda.
Okay.
It actually helps the okro to draw just a little bit.
So pretty much like what kawe does.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Is there a reason why you decided to use baking soda over kawe?
Kawe some people actually react to kawe.
Okay.
So usually I prefer the baking because we use it in pastries and all that.
And most
so it doesn't have any.
Okay.
It's good.
Wonderful.
It actually helps the okra
Wonderful.
to draw properly.
So, I mean, if you want an alternative to kawe, or you discover that you react to it, or you don't know where to find it. These days, people say they struggle to find kawe. I don't even know why. You know, but baking powder, baking soda
is an option. Baking soda.
Yes, you can find it. Bicarbonate of soda.
Yes.
Right? Just use it. And of course, if you live outside of Ghana and you don't know where in the world you're going to find kawe in the first place, then baking soda is a great option for you.
So as we wait for our okra, we can start with the base for the stew.
For the stew.
Yes. I usually don't like a lot in my okra.
Okay.
So just a little bit.
Is it for health reasons?
Not really.
No.
I like it to be
you like
less
like
oil.
Okay, less oil.
Yes.
You want to taste more of the okra,
of
less
the
of the
okra.
oil.
Yes.
Okay.
So our secret ingredient is the momoni.
Momoni?
Yes, the saltfish.
Original.
Yes. So it goes in after the red oil.
Okay.
Yes.
So does the oil need to be hot first?
It needs to be hot first. So when you put it in, it just blends with the natural flavors. Just blends together.
Momoni is a star, man.
I know, right?
There's nothing like momoni in this world. Okay, so while we wait for the oil to heat up, at what point are we going to use our adodi?
The oysters.
Yes,
Okay.
the oysters.
So it doesn't usually take long to cook. So usually after everything goes into the stew and you're about to add the okra, you can just pour it in because it takes just a small time.
Does
to
that
cook.
also mean that it picks up the flavors very easily?
Yes, it picks it very easily. It's seafood and it's pungent, it's strong. So
well, okay. Great.
So I think
and then I'm
our
guessing
oil
that
is
our
hot.
mackerel, we don't want it to break.
Yes,
so that's why we're not adding
so
it.
We'll add it at the latter part.
We don't want it to become tuna flakes.
Yes, definitely.
Or mackerel flakes.
Definitely. So I think our oil is hot.
All right. So
We'll
momoni
add
goes
the
in.
momoni.
Okay. At this point, are we adding anything else to the momoni?
No, I want the flavors to soak into the oil.
I love it.
Before we add our onions.
I love the way you talk about food. It makes my heart sore.
So it breaks whilst it's softening, it's cooking, it's breaking.
And then it's just...
So it flavors the oil.
Okay. So what's going to go in next?
The onions.
The onions.
Yes.
Okay. So these onions are not blended there.
No,
is there a reason why you don't like your onions blended?
I like to taste the vegetables.
Okay.
Like in its chunky form. Yes.
And once you blend it, of course, you lose that.
And it's stew. So unlike the okra, the soup, you can blend it.
Okay.
With the, just a bit.
Love it. Yeah, the chunkier the stew, the better.
Yeah.
I love onions too. Especially when they're, cooked and they're chunky and they become a little soft, a little caramelized.
Exactly.
Oh,
we'll add some when our stew is
I love it.
getting done.
Okay.
So
do you need any specific spices at this point?
The local spice blend.
Okay. So the local spice blend.
Yes.
Let me. Okay.
So
So
now
the
we
mixed
add
spice.
in, yes.
Okay.
So we just allow the onions to cook.
Okay. All right.
Our okra is almost done.
So are we adding it now?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes. No.
not yet.
Yeah.
We'll wait
After
a
we
little.
add all our.
Okay. So again, thank you to Taste of Spice, sponsor on this show. Made in
Please,
Ghana
can we turn
spices,
off the-
very nicely packaged. We're turning our meat off.
Yes.
Okay. Here, which one is it? Let me make sure I don't.
The second one.
This one. Okay, there we go. Yes. And then, of course, we have Indomie. Tastes great. We're not eating Indomie today, but, you know, Indomie has a lot of the, I mean, like we're doing beef in our okra stew. There's Indomie beef. Every now and then we do chicken. There's Indomie chicken. So Indomie has found a way of bringing all these wonderful flavors that we know and love and packing them into these little sachets with noodles. It's brilliant. And then Tasty Tom. Ufa kakra. Na ye bebre. And definitely BVS. BVS has given us some beef today. We're using that for our okra stew. We have some tomatoes as well. Tomatoes from BVS. They're a butchery, but they also produce, package, make it ready for your convenience, vegetables and fruits. So it's a one-stop shop. There's seafood in their repertoire of products as well. So make sure you look for them. How are we doing?
Yes. So I'm
The meat is
taking my
right, okay.
meat out of
Okay. So once again, this
My
is
stock.
beef, crabs,
crab and then willy.
willy.
Yes.
And the crab is the nga.
Yes,
Yes,
the
as we call
nga
it,
type.
the flat one. Yes. Okay. See, when you live in a tropical country, you can't run away from flies.
So we can add our ademe.
Okay.
Now, immediately you add it, you just take it off
Okay.
because it doesn't take long to cook.
So adema is a local green that we love, and you see it a lot in. Well, actually, I don't think I've really had okra stew
with
with
ademe.
adema. I've had okra soup.
Soup with
So
ademe.
this is new. This is
Yeah.
interesting. Is it because that's your preference?
That's
or-
my preference,
Yeah.
but it also adds
different
flavor,
flavor.
yeah, to the.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
So I think our okra is done.
Okay. Wonderful.
Please, can you put it off?
Okay, just put the okra off. Okay, so what we did was the okra that had been chopped, we added a
Yes.
bit of a baking soda,
Soda.
and then you added the adema
The
to
ademe,
it.
that's
Was
the
there
last-
any salt?
No,
No
there was
salt.
no salt.
Because there's salt in
There's
the
salt in
the
the
base
stew.
of the stew.
Yes.
Okay.
And because we'll be using the stock already has salt,
Sure.
so we don't want to.
Okay.
So now our pepper goes in.
So that's blended pepper, just the
Pepper.
Scotch bonnet
Yes,
peppers.
yes.
I see that there's a lot of red in there. Was there a reason why you prefer the red over the green?
I wanted to reserve the green.
Okay, to
Yeah,
just
for the
dot
stew.
it in there.
Yes.
The
So
Ghanaian
usually
way.
I add just my pepper and my onions together.
Okay.
I don't, so that it cooks together.
Together.
Yes.
Okay, and then you've added some sliced tomatoes. Again, you didn't blend the tomatoes. Does that
No.
also have to do with the fact that you want the chunks?
Yes.
Okay.
And because it's a stew, I just want to feel all the vegetables whilst you're eating.
Eating.
Unlike a soup, you can some people do add tomatoes, but others do prefer to take it
Just
out.
have it green.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
So as we wait,
All
let
right,
me
nice.
check on
Yeah, I was
the
about to
banku.
say, Banku is looking good.
Yeah.
You know?
Our banku is
And I
ready.
love how you make Banku.
Very
It
stress-free.
tastes great, but yes, the lack of stress. You've just like allowed the Banku to chill on the stove and just, you know,
Yeah.
do its thing, heat up. It's been glorious. I love to watch it.
So we reserved our stock
Okay.
from the meat. We'll be using it for the okra
Okay.
for more flavor.
All right. And yes, we have drinks to drink.
Yes.
Cheers to
Cheers.
you.
So you too. So I think at this time our proteins are going in.
Okay. So that means that very soon we'll be putting the mackerel and the oysters in.
Yes, together.
So it looks like we're almost done.
Yes. So at this point, you can add your stock.
Okay. Wonderful. Okay. So that's a tip for you. I think a lot of people tend to forget that the
stock is very flavorful.
Very flavorful, and
Yes.
also adds. It can act like a spice,
Yes.
right? So don't throw your stock away. You can even preserve it, right? The
Yeah,
expert is here, should tell you.
Yes.
Preserve it, put it in the freezer, and then use it the next time you're making a different kind of stew.
Yeah.
If you want to maintain that kind of flavor, or experiment with it in something else. Yeah. Okay.
So I think we are almost through.
Stew is almost ready.
Yeah, it's almost
Okay,
ready.
so the okra also goes in towards the end
Is
because it's
that-
already
yeah,
cooked.
Yes, it's already cooked. These are mixed spices.
Mixed spice. Okay, so I mix spices here.
Just a little bit. Okay.
Okay, so we put some mixed spice in there. And taste of
The
spice.
local one.
The
This is
local
actually
one.
local,
Yeah, so it's got bay leaves,
Yes.
rosemary, anise seeds, cloves, chili pepper, star anise, garlic, ginger, fennel, and turmeric. And in case, I mean, anise seeds, that's what we call in kitty kitty,
Yeah.
right? The cloves, that's preco.
Fricassee.
No, you know the ones that the cloves, the ones that look like the nail.
Yeah, pepper.
Yeah, pepper.
Yes, it's called pepper.
Pepper.
So we are adding blended garlic and ginger paste.
Okay. And we added a little earlier to the meat,
To
right?
the meat.
Okay.
But I want more flavors,
Okay.
so I love it natural.
I love
So
it. It's brilliant.
So just a little bit. So at this point, we can add
Yay!
oysters.
Almighty Adodi.
Yeah, so
Okay. So it goes right in there. So this is a Ghanaian version of a surf and turf. Yeah.
yeah,
You have your land meat or your land protein in there, and then you have your ocean protein in there too. So it's brilliant.
okay. So we
Yeah.
cover it to simmer
Just a little.
a little.
Almost there.
Almost there. So we have a bit of mushrooms here.
Okay. Want to
We'll-
toss a few in
Yes,
there?
we'll toss a few in there.
Okay. Yes. And these came from BVS. So again, I told you, your one-stop shop, whatever you need, different ingredients, pretty much almost everything you need to cook any meal you dream of, you can get from BVS. So please do check them out. And then you top it off with the spice from Taste of Spice. And then you have, you know, a side meal with Indomie. And then if you need some tomato paste in there, Tasty Tom's got you sorted. What else do we need? Nothing.
It also takes quite. It just needs a little bit
little
of
bit of
steam,
steam.
and it's cooked.
And that's
So
it.
we'll toss it in.
Okay.
Same time we are tossing in the mackerel.
Mackerel. Okay.
So I think everything should be ready now.
And we can use different kinds of mushrooms?
Yes, you can
Okay.
use.
So whichever
different-
mushroom you like.
I usually prefer the oyster
The
ones,
oyster
the green
mushrooms.
ones. Yes. So everything is perfectly.
So if you don't know what oyster mushrooms are, you've just got the image on the screen. Just take a look at it. They're also very common in Ghana now, and in many parts of the world you can find them. But if that's not your thing, you can use the button mushrooms. They work.
Yeah. So at this point, I need a little bit of salt.
Okay, just a little.
Just a little. A pinch.
Okay. And because now we've added everything, so now
Yes,
we
I've
have
added
a,
everything.
a fair idea of
Yes.
what
How
it
much
tastes
salt
like.
to put in?
Okay.
So we want our oysters to cook a bit
Okay. Before we add the okra.
before
and
we
that.
add the okra and then the mackerel. check on them.
It looks good.
Yeah.
We don't need to stir it again.
No,
do we?
it's done.
I just want to taste it. Oh yeah, it's done.
So our peppers go in so that the flavors
Okay.
will just
It also gives it some color.
it gives it
And
A
it's a lighter
beautiful
green
color.
than the okra.
than the
so-
okra.
Oh, smells. Can
Usually the
can we
habanero has
eat
this.
now? Can we eat now?
We would.
Ooh, the crab has a nice little char to it.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Our mackerel goes in now. Usually when I put it in, I don't stir
Okay. Because you don't want it to break.
Yes. Until I put in the okra.
The okra. Okay, I'm eating the banku. It's really nice.
Thank you. So now we are ready with our okra.
Yay! Ooh, look at that. Wow. See the drawing we're talking about.
Then we stir. This is stew, so you don't need it too runny.
Runny. Thick, chunky. That's it. That's so colorful. We've added everything, right? We've added everything.
Yes, we have.
Okay. All right.
I think the mushrooms will go
the
on.
mushrooms go last. So just pop them in.
Yes.
You don't cut them up or
No,
anything. No. Once you're able to chew them.
Yeah.
Too. This is a meal for your jaws. You know.
So
Make
this
sure
is
you chew.
stew, okra
It's a
stew.
okra stew. As the Evers will call it, fetri flour.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Or the guys saying mommy flour. How would you say it in Chi?
And kuman kwai
Kuman kwai.
or kuma stew.
Kuma stew.
Kuma fro.
Fro.
Yes.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's go for
So
a
we are
break.
done.
Yes, and when we come back, we'll be sitting at the table. We'll be eating. I can't wait. Let's hope I can, hold off. But we'll be eating. But of course, we'll also be having more conversations. There are still a few questions I want to ask Belinda that I'm saving for the table. This is What's Cooking. We'll be right back.
City TV is live on DSTV. Find us on channel 363. On GoTV, we're on channel 117. And on HD Plus, get us on channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search, but take note that without an antenna, you cannot access City TV. City TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and HD Plus boxes. City TV, it's your world.
Hello and welcome back. It's time to eat here on What's Cooking. And I'm still here with my lovely guest, Belinda Kesse. I can't get enough of what she does. She's the CEO, the founder of Sheba Catering and Logistics. And we've just been having conversations. She's made Banku and Okro stew like I've never seen it before. And I've really, really enjoyed spending my time with her. But we still have a few little bit of conversations to have before I let her go. And of course, we have to eat. So, how are you feeling?
Very good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been exciting.
it has. So I'm hungry. Let's
Okay.
dig in. This is so beautiful and so colorful. Is there a special way that you have to dish it?
Not really. Anything goes.
Okay.
So a bit of everything.
A bit of everything. Yeah.
So that's okay for me.
Okay. And okay. I'm looking for the oysters.
The oysters, yeah.
Or the mushrooms too. I'm a big mushroom fan.
Okay.
I got my friends the crabs.
The crabs.
Okay, let me find some oysters.
Was cooking. Hello.
Did you really bring your own plate of rice?
Yes.
Why?
Because by my Google mappings, I realized you're doing some okra stew.
So are we invited to the rice?
Oh yes, because I know okra and rice stew is very nice. So I just brought the alternative to your carbo.
This
Yes.
is my neighbor.
Since
Okay.
rice is also a staple now.
As you can see, he doesn't wait for an invitation. He just
He
shows
just
up.
shows up.
Now I'm so used to it that, you know,
So you can give me
I'm
some.
sure the aroma might have called him.
Yes. Some tolo
no, but
beef
you see, he only,
okay.
it's
Let
hot.
me- It's very hot.
You see, he only
Don't worry.
shows up when the food is ready.
It's
That's
ready.
what
It's
I
nice.
can't understand.
It's nice to come when it's ready.
So that's what's, like, should we encourage people to do that?
It depends
On what?
on where they are coming from.
Oh,
Yes.
that's
I
quite
like
big
the
one.
shape of the banku.
Oh,
The banku.
Looks like leaves, you know, some
Yeah.
style bee. It's interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
You have
very
to like it.
interesting.
Okay.
It's very, very
Uh-huh.
Should I help you?
Yes, please. Are you going to have banku?
No, I said rice and
I'm sorry.
okra.
I'm sorry.
Because banku,
I'm sorry.
everybody knows it goes with the okra. But I'm
sorry.
showing them another way too.
I'm sorry for asking.
So that when you go to the restaurant, you can request for rice with okra.
I'm sorry I asked.
Thank
It's
you.
nice.
At least today you didn't come and interrupt my conversation.
Yes, thank you.
Usually, like I've just asked a killer question and then he just pops in. Here, you can have some.
Oh, I can have some juice.
Today I'm being nice to you. I don't like how you're growing on me.
You have to be nice because sometimes if I don't give your guests nice gradings, Google will.
All right, so I'm starting. So, Belinda, I'm curious. I mean, I save these
Start
questions for the table. Hey, Miss Mpone. I save these questions for the table because I felt like we didn't need to be juggling, understanding the recipe
Yeah.
and how we're using the ingredients while
Please,
we're
which one
having.
should I use? Should I use a spoon?
Yeah,
Thank you.
you can.
Thank you. This one is nice.
When you're having rice, you should eat it with a fork.
But okra.
But it's okra stew. It's not okra soup.
Okay.
Otherwise, some human beings like Lourdes Alexandra Opong will come after us.
Yeah.
You know?
Or British.
British, you know. But yes, I was
Thank you.
saying, you mentioned that one of the reasons why you went into this business is because you needed to do something for yourself. Your kids were
Yes.
young. You
Yes.
needed to have more control over your time.
Yes.
What are your opinions generally? And I mean, for you clearly enjoy what you do, but
Yes.
it's not always that way for a mother who has to give up what she's doing,
Yeah.
still make ends meet, support the family, but also think about her children and their well-being. What are your opinions on how society has become, and you know how we're managing childcare and for our generation?
Yeah.
What are your opinions on that?
Okay, so I believe children are the future. And so anything possible for us to do to get them the best, we need to do it. For my experience personally, at the points they were very young, like I said earlier, and it's at that age that they learn so many things and they learn so fast.
Very true.
And so having issues with nannies and all those brujajes wasn't really helping. So I opted out. I mean, it's the future of my children. Whatever they are molded to become. In future, they are becoming it on me. So if it's good, it's for me. If it's bad, it's also for me. So I think generally, if you want to do something and family is not stopping you, so far as the passion is there, go for it.
For it.
Yes.
Was it a difficult decision to make?
It wasn't so difficult because I was already tired of the corporate world, and I needed, like I said, I needed something for myself. I needed something personal to manage. So the transition wasn't so difficult. The difficulty was when I actually entered in without any background knowledge.
We began to realize, oh,
yes, nothing.
What have I got myself into?
So at a point, I was almost giving up. But it's the passion that carried me through. So whatever you're doing, the passion should be there. Because if every other thing fails, it's the passion that carries you through. Yes.
And thank you for saying that. These days, of course, there's the economy, we have unemployment issues, not even just in Ghana, but globally. And a lot of young people, young women, are thinking about gearing into entrepreneurship. What advice do you have? And I can give a few based on what you said. Do your research.
Yes.
Right? And then also have the passion. But beyond that, what are some of the things that people should expect? Because I think we glorify and, sort of romanticize entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't really realize that, no, it's not about having fun, it's a business.
Yes.
What are some of the nuggets of advice you have?
Okay, so to start everything, you have to know what you want in the first place. Because, for instance, you can't start food without knowing what you want. Or you just cook a meal and your friends try it and you feel it's tasty, so because the meal is good, you're starting
a business.
No, you don't do that. There are a whole lot of things you have to do to bring about the food, the business side of food. You have to plan, you have to have a business strategy, you have to know your costing, you have to have a background knowledge in whatever you're going to do. And then you have to also look at competitors. What are they doing? What is the trend? Today, social media is key in everything that it's going on. So what are the trends? What are the innovations? What niche can you create for your business to stand out? So these are all questions you should be asking yourself. And after you're able to answer all these questions, there are actually rules and guidelines to make a business successful. Getting the business registered is key because there are laws and there are enforcements and the whole laws that guides all these businesses. You have to get all your things right, your documents, everything must be right before you be able to start a genuine business. And in fact, to get even government contracts, you should be able to follow a sort of system. If you don't have certain certificates and certain papers, you are not, wouldn't
that's
be.
an important point because I'm not going to mention names, but I know you do a lot of cooking, catering for a lot of government agencies.
Yes, I do.
From the highest to the middle to the low.
Yes.
And thank you for saying that because a lot of people say, oh, this person is getting all the contracts, this person has connections, but your papers are not in order.
Yeah.
You haven't done what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So of course, the people who would have engaged you in business cannot do that legally, and even pay you, through a certain process. So I think that's a great one. That's a great one. But what about being an entrepreneur, a mompreneur, and still managing the kids? Because
you can juggle the two together. It's all about management. It's tough. It's not easy. But it's all about how you manage. Some people juggle being a wife, to being a mother, to being an entrepreneur, to even going to school.
Yeah.
So you can do all that together. If you have the strength, why not? But if you're able to manage well, you can do it.
How do you manage your time? Like what kinds of little things, practical things did you do to make sure that you're managing your time?
Okay.
Especially when your business was a little younger and you had the kids too.
Okay. So when I started, the business was quite demanding because there are lots of orders you have to fulfill. And you have to make sure whatever is going out is clean, is good. And managing that with home, with kids, trust me, it's not easy. So the little time that I get, I try to maximize it with family. Hang out with the kids, do their homework with them, find some time, play dates and all that with them. And it works. It works.
I imagine that your spouse is supportive.
He is.
Yeah.
He is very supportive.
That's an important
very
bit too.
important. He is actually my backbone in terms of advice. He gives me all the necessary advice. The foresight is there. Sometimes I'll be going into a certain business, and then I tell him, and then he goes like, okay, these people want this, these people want this like this. If you know it's going to be so difficult for you, don't do it. It's not every money that you have to chase. And it's good that business comes. But I mean, sometimes some of the demands are so much that if you go into it and you fail, it's your brand.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you know you can do it, just opt out.
So
do what
don't
you
just
can
be
do.
chasing the money.
Don't just be chasing the
deal
money.
looks
Just do
good
the
and
right.
then-
Yeah. Don't just say the deal is good, the money is good, so I'm going for it. No.
So
Before you go on, in your documentation, did you acquire the health certificate? Because you know
Yes.
cooking goes with the.
Yes. AMA, I'm AMA approved.
Okay.
And then I have all the other documents with VAT, SNET, PPA. You know, you have to have all those documents if you want to work with government institutions and public institutions as well. Yes.
was it difficult to acquire those things?
The process is tedious. The process is tedious, but the bureaucracies alone is not easy.
That's what I'm asking.
Yes, the bureaucracies alone is when sometimes those days I remember when you're chasing a government how do you call it, contract, and you have to go to VAT, you have to go to GRA, you have to sit with them, they have to give, like it's a long process. You sometimes have to go and come back, but now I think the system is changing. It's changing.
There's a lot of
VAT, for
digitalization
instance,
too
is,
and all
yes,
that.
it's gone their portal now, so it makes it easier. Everything you want to see is online. So far as you're doing the right thing, you should be able to get all your documents in time. So I think things are working now. Yes.
That's brilliant. That's very, very great insight.
Yes.
Very great
Thank
insight.
you.
So you don't just get up and start cooking from
No,
the backyard.
no.
You need to go through the process
Yes.
if you want to succeed. Okay. Taster General, we don't have a lot of time. So I want you to grade now, and then I'll take final words from
Yes, the
Belinda.
key ingredient, which is the stew or the component, goes with rice as well. So you add that to your menu. That
Is it by force?
no. It's attachment. Yes, so I think I like the peppery stew,
Yeah.
okra stew. Yes, it's nice, very very nice.
Thank you.
It's presidential.
It's presidential. So that's
Yes.
beyond the past.
Beyond the past.
A distinction.
Yes.
Enuchi.
Muchi.
Enuchi.
Thank you.
Belinda, it's been a joy having you.
Myself.
Absolute joy, and I look forward to seeing you do bigger and better things.
Thank you.
You know, it's always a joy to see, first of all, women doing great things.
Yes.
You know, I can't hide that.
Yes.
You know, but it's a young woman. I mean, 35 years old, you're a mother, you keep a home, and you're bossing it out there.
Yeah.
It's impressive. It's admirable.
Thank you.
But also your passion. And you know, I meet a lot of people who don't believe in the dignity of what they do. I mean, talk about what you do with such passion, you know, and to know that you left corporate not because, yeah, you had your reasons, but passion was was at the
that's
top of the
right.
list. And for me, it's encouraging. I think anybody who is watching today, regardless of how old you are, you should know that once you have a passion for something, you put your mind to it, it's achievable, right? And then also understand that time must be applied to whatever
Yes.
you're doing. Don't be in a hurry. Go through the process, as she said, and it can mean so many things, so many different ways. But the process should always be queen or king,
Yeah.
right? Belinda,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
too.
you. So this is Belinda Kesse. She's the CEO, founder of Shiva Catering and Logistics. And I mean, just to think that not only are you catering, but you've formed a whole logistics wing so
Yes.
that the
Yes.
business can move the way it has
Yes,
to
exactly.
move. Yeah, proud of you, girl.
Thank you.
proud of you. And let me remind you that this show is sponsored by Taste of Spice. We've used a lot of their wonderful, wonderful spices today. Very natural, very flavorful, very potent, as Belinda kept saying, and well packaged, made in Ghana. Tasty Tom, ufakakra, na ye bebre. Couldn't have done it without you. Indomie, it tastes great. No two ways about that. Indomie needs no introduction, no description. And BVS Butchery, bringing us the beef, the veggies. Look, you guys held us down today, and we thank you so much. We're so happy to have you all on this show as sponsors, partners, and crime, and positivity, what we're doing here. My name is Apioko, and the Taster General showed up at some point. See you next week.